Hey everyone, welcome back. In this Postman tutorial, I'm going to discuss about the data-driven testing within Postman using the JSON file. So previously we have seen about the CSV file. Now the approach of data-driven testing within Postman using JSON file is absolutely similar, but I'll explain you. Say for example, similar data you have to use or basically convert it into a JSON file, how you are going to do it, and then how you will perform the data-driven testing using the JSON file or the data that is stored in the JSON file. Okay, so let me open Notepad quickly, and in order to create a JSON file, okay, so the data file basically will have all the data within the array. Okay, so array will be starting with the square bracket, and then within that whatever data you have will be a data element, right? So within the curly brackets, okay, so this is, say for example, anything within this curly bracket is one data element, and then separated by comma, then second data element, and then third data element followed by, okay, so the after last data element we won't be having any of the comma because that's the end of the data element, right? Now within this curly bracket, okay, now it will be good if we have some sort of an editor to write this JSON file. So let me quickly check if I can find or download an editor quickly, and then you can use the same editor. Okay, so I have got Notepad++, so I'll use Notepad++, and what you have to do is you have to simply go to language and select, JSON as the language, and then we'll be able to format JSON within Notepad++. Okay, so the square bracket and then basically element, okay, or each object within JSON. So we'll have that, and then followed by comma, and then the last. Okay, so now if we say for example within this particular object we have some values, right? So if we go to the file here, we had the issue name and issue title. Okay, so 3 iterations. So basically we'll have the key as issue name, okay, and here within the, so it will be a string issue name, right, and then followed by the colon and the value. Okay, so what is the value? The value is story. Okay, so we'll have the story there, and then the next attribute. Okay, so comma and the next attribute. So the next value we had was the issue title. Okay, so key value pair. In the key value pair we'll store all our data. Right, now you can see that maintaining the data in the CSV file, because you can edit it in the Excel, it's pretty simple and straightforward, but JSON will also become absolutely simple once you understand this particular format. Okay, so I'll simply copy the value there. Okay, and this was, so let me paste the value there. Okay, and then we have the key as issued. All right, so we have 2 values, and then this is the last value basically, then we don't have comma after that. Now if you have any other values similar to what we have discussed here, so you have different columns and the values against those rows, right, and the column, then you will have similar key value pair within the JSON as well. Okay, so let me quickly finish this JSON and then we'll get started. Okay, so I have updated this file. So you will see that I have issue name and issue title for all 3 different issues, and then I have also updated the title and included JSON, so we know that this is basically, this issue is being created using the JSON file. Okay, so let me save this file. Okay, and I'll save it in the same location. All right, so we have, and I'll save it as data.json. Okay, and then save it there. Now the testing basically, so now how we are going to refer this particular data in the collection run, so that is absolutely similar. So now we go to the collection, to the Postman. Okay, and here we will do the same steps. So we'll go to run, right, and now we want to refer to a JSON file instead of the CSV file. Okay, so I'll quickly select the JSON file. So now you can have data in the CSV or JSON. So now we are going to select the JSON file and open the file, and then you can go ahead and preview. Okay, so I'll go ahead and preview. You will see now the same set of data that we have defined in the JSON file is available here with the story, bug, task, and the title. Everything is visible here. Okay, so we'll simply go ahead and close it, and then you can go ahead and run. Automatically you'll see, depending on the number of data sets that are there within the file, there were three iterations have been selected automatically. Okay, so let's quickly go ahead and click on run, and now this will refer the data from the JSON file. Okay, and run your test 3 times with different data sets, right? First time the story, second time bug, and third time the task will get created with the create issue type. Okay, so you will see 3 executions have happened successfully, the time, the response time. Okay, and then if you want to go to the details, basically say for example this particular detail in the request, all right, you will see that it is picking up the data driven task JSON, right? So this is basically coming from JSON and specifically the issue type as well. Okay, in the JIRA account as well, if I just go ahead and refresh, you will see that 3 issue types, so story, bug and task, have been created, and this time from where? From the JSON, right? So the external data file that has been referred to is the JSON file within Postman, right? So this is basically how you are going to achieve data-driven testing within Postman using the JSON file. Now the only important thing to note here is how you are going to format your JSON file, right? So basically the square brackets, okay, and then each object within the JSON within the curly bracket, and any attribute that is there within JSON. So we'll have the key value pair, okay, followed by a colon in the double quotes, okay. So key value, and then the last value. After last value, you don't have commas as we have it at the object level. Similarly, we have within the attribute level of each of these objects, right? Then if we have multiple values within here, we can have that hierarchy, or basically we can have multiple attributes as well. For example, tomorrow we want to add, you know, more key value pair and more data that we want to refer from the JSON file. We can have that maintained within this particular file here. Okay, so this is basically how you are going to create your test data within the JSON file, then use that in your Postman collection. All right, so I'll also show you that with the free version, you will see that you just have the 25 collection runs, and I have already consumed 14 out of 25. So I'm hoping that I should not be, I mean, by the end of this series, I am still okay. Record some more videos, and wherever there is a collection runner option that will be required, I still have that buffer there. So that is why I'm kind of not running collection run again and again. So, but yeah, I mean, that's overall about the data-driven testing using the JSON data file. In the next videos, I'll cover more about the Postman collaboration and other options, about advanced option like Jenkins, how you are going to execute your Postman collections within Jenkins as well. So that's all for this video. I hope it was helpful. Thank you very much for watching.